Luka Dončić fights tears during Mavericks pregame video tribute in return to Dallas. The Dallas Mavericks showed their appreciation for Luka Dončić in his return to the American Airlines Center on Wednesday. After starring with the franchise for 6.5 seasons, Dončić was shipped to the Los Angeles Lakers in a shocking February trade. The Mavericks hoped to erase any bad blood from that trade by paying tribute to Dončić before he took the court Wednesday. Team put together a pre-game video of Dončić's almost 7 years in Dallas, including highlights and off-court moments from his time with the franchise. Dončić was visibly emotional during the tribute, wiping away tears before being announced as part of the Lakers' starting lineup. The franchise should be thankful for Dončić's contributions. After being acquired by the Mavericks during the 2018 NBA draft, Dončić excelled immediately, winning the NBA Rookie of the Year award in his first season. He got even better from there. Over the next 5 seasons, Dončić made the All-Star team and was named first-team All-NBA each year. He posted 3 top 5 MVP finishes over that period, and never finished lower than 8th in the voting. The Mavericks made 4 playoff appearances with Dončić, getting all the way to the NBA Finals last season. Despite Dončić averaging 29.2 points per game in the finals, the team fell to the Boston Celtics in 5 games. Dončić was once again having a typically good season but was out with a calf injury when he was traded. The deal sparked outrage among Mavericks fans, who showed up in force to protest the move. Shortly after the trade, Dončić thanked the fans for their support. Given those reactions, it's not a surprise Dončić received a raucous ovation when he took the court Wednesday. Even with the support from Dallas fans, he didn't let that stop him from showing out. Dončić put up 45 points in an easy Lakers win against his old franchise. After the game, Dončić said that he felt so many emotions watching the video. Dončić admitted that he wasn't sure if he'd be able to play well after such an emotional moment pregame. But he said that his teammates were the ones who helped him thrive. Nikola Jokić should demand a trade. The reigning MVP has every right to want out of this mile-high mess. On Tuesday, the Kroenke family, which owns the Denver Nuggets, executed a panic move without historical precedent by firing Michael Malone 3 games before the postseason. No team has ever fired a winning coach this late in the season. But that's only half of it. Team also relieved general manager Calvin Booth of his duties as the top basketball decision-maker, indicating that it doesn't believe in either leading voice to run the show. Cleaning house in April, days before the playoffs? In a league of chaos, this is beyond the pale. Imagine if this happened on a team with LeBron James, or Stephen Curry, or Kevin Durant. With any other all-time great, we'd be asking the question, how in the world can he be okay with all this? But with Jokić, who has famously shied away from publicly or privately throwing around his enormous political weight, we skip over that part of the news cycle. We assume that he'll be fine with it all. Frankly, it's an insult to Jokić. The Serbian has been cheated out of multiple championship runs by the Denver Nuggets. By his own admission, Jokić is at the peak of his powers, averaging 30 points, 12.8 rebounds, 10.2 assists this season. 3-time MVP, first-time triple-double average. 10-year vet has been a contender with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the MVP race this season, but his best argument for the hardware is buttressed by how terrible his supporting cast is. When SGA has been off the floor, the Thunder have outscored opponents by 75 points across 1,199 minutes. When Jokić has been off the floor, the Nuggets have lost by a whopping 252 points in 1,366 minutes. When it comes to quantifying his supporting cast, that's just the tip of the iceberg. That I don't think people quite understand how bad the supporting cast has been around Jokić in Denver for his entire career. I'll put it another way. Do you know how many of Jokic's teammates have made an all-star team while playing next to him? I'm not talking about Paul Millsap earning 4 All-Stars with Atlanta before joining the Nuggets on the downside of his career. I'm talking about All-Stars in a Nuggets jersey since Jokić joined the league in 2015-16. Want to take a guess? The answer is 0. Jokić has never played with an All-Star teammate in his 7 trips to the All-Star game or in any of his 10 years in the league for that matter. You might be thinking that it's a technicality, that surely Jamal Murray or Aaron Gordon, through all their slow starts, made an All-NBA team by season's end. Nope, no All-NBA appearances by a Jokic teammate either. Fine, you might say. At least with an offensive savant like Jokic, you'd have the competency to pair him with multiple defensive stalwarts who were named to an all-defensive team. The number of all-defense members next to Jokic during his career? That answer is also 0. Not 1. No All-Stars. No All-NBA members. No All-Defense awardees. It's been 10 years. A decade without a star teammate, even on the defensive side, has never happened for a player of Jokic's caliber. Not even close. By my book, it's probably the most underrated storyline in the NBA, how Jokic has been bereft of any star support throughout his career. I looked up the 24 MVPs dating back to 1984 and found that Jokic is the only MVP winner, and he's won 3, to have never played with an All-Star, All-NBA, or All-Defense member in their first 10 seasons in the league. You thought LeBron had it bad in Cleveland the first time? At least he had Zydrunas Ilgauskas, 2005 All-Star, Mo Williams, 2009 All-Star, and Anderson Varejao, 2009-10 All-Defense. And that's only in 6 seasons. James' supporting cast through 10 seasons earned 12 All-League accolades. That's actually below average for an MVP. A reasonable expectation for Denver at this point is to have surrounded Jokic with a supporting cast that has achieved 16 total All-League honors, or about 1.6 per season. That's the average for the 23 other MVPs in the study. Instead, the front office has failed to deliver him even one. Magic had 35 by now. Larry enjoyed 32. Steph 27. Tim Duncan, James Harden, and Steve Nash all had 16 All-League awards by teammates at this point in their careers. That's par for the course. Can you imagine how Jokic's legacy would change if he had even one star next to him all this time? Michael Jordan had Scottie. Karl Malone had Stockton. Kobe had Shaq. Jokic has Jamal Murray, who has never finished higher than 10th in the West backcourt All-Star vote. I don't mean to be overly critical of Murray, Gordon, and Michael Porter Jr., who are fine NBA starters and strong complementary players who have come up big in the playoffs, notably in the 2023 title run. But the facts are the facts. None of them, Murray, Gordon, or Porter Jr., have even received a single vote for All-NBA first, second, or third teams in Jokic's tenure. Not named on a single ballot. That's how far away from star status they are. Even getting a player worth an honorable mention would be a dream for Jokic.